to the run-up to general election, there's going to be constant internet interruption. It will be normalized well in advance, well before time, so that even if it happens on election day, it will be already normalized. There is going to be control of information. Ruto is going to buy even those cheap bishops, you know them, these very cheap bishops. He's going to buy all of them. And when he pays them, even if not for campaigns, but to silent, not to speak. Then once he has done that, he's now going, number 3, he's now going to release money, splash money. It's going to be the most expensive campaign. That over 7 trillion that is borrowed, and he's going to borrow more. And then once he has overtaxed Kenyans and he has done nothing with it, now he will throw it everywhere. He will throw it everywhere. And some idiots will say this is the man. But that will not be enough. On the eve to election, or when the time is about to election, he's going to normalize violence. And the peak of that violence will be the election day. He will speak to his supporters, either to go vote very early or to go vote very late. They will be on alert, so that those who are preparing to go and vote against him will be suppressed, will be scared away with violence, so that the turnout of votes against him will be greatly reduced. Then he will continue using his tactic 2022 of IEBC. Buy, the quote, buy. Those people, leaders, who will not agree to be bought by Ruto with opportunities and with money, he's going to use NIS, the police, the court, KRA, Anti-Corruption Commission to suppress them, even arrest and jail some of them. He is going to instill fear. He's going to instill fear on Kenyans and on Kenyan leaders, to an extent that some will feel speaking is dying. So you better keep quiet for your family. I want to tell Kenyans to be on the lookout. Kenya belongs to you. As he does all these things, please remember that God is on the side of Kenya. God is on the side of Kenya. And Kenyans must not give up.
In the recent days, we have seen a lot of controversy in Kenya. Many people saying that it will be very hard to defeat President William Ruto come 2027. And as alliances are lining up, many people are coming out with different opinions. Some of them citing that in 2027, President William Ruto might use other means. And they have been even confirmed by his allied. And the president himself was seen boasting about it, that it will be very hard to take him home because he is very organized.
Wanapiga makelele sijui mitandao wapi. Hawa watu wako na kazi ngumu sana. Kushindana na mimi, wako na kazi ngumu. Wako na kibarua kubwa sana. Na bado mimi napanga tu kazi. Siku yenye tunaangaliana ati siasa kwa maneno. Sasa mimi nawaulize watu wa Kakamega. Hawa watu wanajua vile hii mpango ya miwa inapangwa? Wanajua? Hata wanajua Mumia siko wapi? Mumesikia wakiongea mambo ya barabara? Mumesikia wakiongea mambo ya stima? Mumesikia wakiongea chochote? Si mambo yao ni kuchora tu kwa internet na kuzunguka na fitina. Hawa watu tawanyorosha asubuhi na mapema. So, lakini haijafika siku hiyo. Saa hii tupange mambo ya maendeleo ama namna gani? Ndio kesho. Sikizeni watu wa Kakamega. Kesho niko na baraza la mawaziri hapa Kakamega. Tupange mambo ya Kenya. Tukimaliza saa 8, mimi naenda pale Shinyalu.
However, as of the moment, we have seen what has really happened in the UDA camp, where the deputy president, Mr. Kithure Kindiki, was relegated from his duty as a deputy party leader of the UDA, and that position was given to somebody else after merging the two parties between UDA and ANC of Musalia Mudavadi. It seems that President William Ruto is trying other measures to fortify his 2027 stronghold, and so that he can massively gather a lot of elections from the Western Kenya region. However, many people are coming out to say the problem isn't Ruto or wherever he sides with. The problem is that he hasn't really delivered on what he promised Kenyans.
The only one thing that Kenya Kwanza administration is not ready for is the brains of the young people.
Oh.
And if the young people throw their brains at this administration, they will scatter the thoughts of this, because this administration is not ready for your brains. That's why they see those small cartoons, they wonder, what do we do about this? And they can only react through abductions. And then it's gotten to a place where now we are saying, we are starting to mulika those vehicles. If you abduct, you put the number plates, you put the color, you show where it is, you show where the abduction happened. They are not ready for our brains. When young people decide today and say, okay, this is the number for State House, we are all going to place a call for the whole day, then those lines will be. So there are so many things that young people can do using their phone without necessarily going to the streets. And I'm not saying let us be cowards. I'm just saying right now, in every war has got seasons. This is not the season to be on the streets for young people. Right. I've always said that. This is not, because this is an administration that is insensitive to human life. Don't offer your life to them.
Right.
Give them something they can't handle. We are still in protest. I am on TV right now and I'm protesting. But I will not insult the person of the president. But I will tell him his Shah is bad. His chief is bad. I'll tell him that Adani is bad. I'll tell him abducting young people is wrong. But I will not insult his wife and I will not insult him. And I don't have time for that, because it's not a personal attack. It's an attack on bad administration.
It's true.
Yes.
JP.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, do you think that the government has a total disconnect with its people? Like, they do not know what's going on? And if you were also to speculate, what do you think is going to be the future occurrences in Kenya moving forward as things are just brewing?
Especially for the coming year.
Yes.
I think for the coming year, a lot of things will happen. First is Gachagua is becoming more powerful by the day. When they throw tear gas at prayers, the lowest we ever sank to was when young people were sent literally to disrupt a burial. I have never in my life, and since the independence of this country, seen something so low. The young people who are paid and sent to disrupt a burial. And I remember it was so bad that I saw journalists from a leading media house in this country being told by DCI officers, "Toa your camera." Later, I saw that lady, and those clips are available. They're everywhere. And that is what now put the government at the middle of it. Why would DCI, instead of asking for evidence to see, and up to date, not a single person has been arrested for disrupting a burial. Not a single person has been arrested. Conveniently, the police did not see. They forgot. It was not possible to remember who disrupted a burial. But we are able to remember who drew the president and put him in a coffin,
right,
and shared on internet. But the disruption of a burial is not even a prayer function. This administration needs to get to the point where they ask themselves, why are Kenyans revolting? But there's a more painful thing. They have tried so much to twist this thing into a tribal thing. I have a famous blogger, I will not mention you, but you know yourself. And your name starts with a letter G. Nakuomba, in the name of God. Stop being used to bring that tribal card into this country. They are even bringing things of 2008 and trying to make this look like a Kikuyu versus the whole of the country. I ask them, I see Alfred Ketel fighting this administration every day. Is he Kikuyu? Yeah. Is Okia Omtata Kikuyu? Is Eugene Wamalwa Kikuyu? This thing cannot be reduced to a tribal affair. We are in a generation of young people who are saying, no. Sisi hatujui kama sisi ni Wajaluo ama ni Wakikuyu ama ni Wakisii. We just know that when I go to hospital, she's or Sha or whatever is not paying for dialysis. And it's not asking me what tribe I come from. And when I go and there's no capitation for my child in school this January, they are not asking me, when am Jaluo, when am Kisii, when am Kikuyu. So I want to urge every Kenyan, wherever you are, when you hear any politician bringing a tribal angle to this, kata. Yeah. Tell them this is a Kenyan affair.
This is Legrand from Simple Generations.